All right, welcome everyone to NX3, episode number 6. I am Romeo Anthony Colon. I'm joined by two of my good brothers. First, the three-time baby making Le Champion, Ness.
True Hills, what's the deal? Back with another edition of NX3. Uh, Soon to be your favorite show for one of them, because we got a lot of them.
Yeah. Also, my other good brother, Chris G. How are you doing, brother?
I'm chilling, man. I'm higher than a kite, ready to get into this NX3 episode. Let's go.
We got a lot to talk about, more than usual. We're going to talk about NXT, the episode that happened May 18th, 2021, but also we had some releases in the NXT brand that we have to touch on. But before we get into all of that, help us out. If you enjoy us, leave us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, share this video so others can see it. And if it's your first time here, what are you doing? Subscribe to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel for more content, more videos throughout the week. Guys, let's start with the releases. Let's start on a negative note. A bunch of names here. I'll go through them one at a time. We could talk about it. We got to talk with the headline release. Dream over. Velveteen Dream is gone. And I've seen, whoa, this is quite the topic on the internet, on the Facebook groups. A lot of people willing to go to the grave for a man that has been accused of some pretty nasty, vile things. Chris G, I understand you even did a Facebook bid for getting into this.
Man, I don't know if I got warned, I got banned, I'm in jail, I'm in prison, maybe I'm just in the holding cell, I'm getting booked. I don't know what's going on. All I know is that I'm gonna just scratch my neck. I said enough on these groups already. If you are defending this guy, you're a fucking bozo. That's it. You're a bozo. Put a red fucking nose thingy on your nose and call yourself Bozo the Clown. That's it.
And that's what you think.
Fuck them. Or maybe I shouldn't use that terminology, given the whole accusations and allegations of things.
We gotta be careful what we say on this episode.
Yeah, right. But it wasn't just that the so-called allegations. They're just like, he's just been an asshole and just a straight dickhead for quite some time. They said that he got a lot of growing up to do, and in this day and age, because I've seen people try to defend this shit like, oh, Randy Orton and Shawn Michaels, like those are different times. Like times are completely different now, and especially with a guy as young as Velveteen Dream, like they're not taking that shit these days. So as much as people trying to make excuses and saying all this other shit and all this fucking potential, like it doesn't matter how much potential you got in the world now, like you got to be on a straight and narrow, up and up in 2021, because niggas can cancel for that shit. You get canceled for anything, and he got a lot of shit to get canceled for. So fuck him.
I got a question for you guys. Do you think any major wrestling company, specifically the ones we cover right here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, are going to hire Team Dream?
I doubt it. If, and it's a major if, he could possibly go out of the States, maybe to Mexico, maybe somewhere in Japan. I don't see New Japan or like AAA, far as for Mexico or Japan, but maybe something like DDT Pro or something like that, or CMLL, because right now they just need anybody. But yeah, no, I don't see any major companies taking them on. That's a PR nightmare.
Signing autographs in Delaware next to Virgil. That's what he's gonna do.
Also released from NXT, two referees, Jake Clemens and the other one, a guy who's got a lot of backstage heat, Drake Wirtz. Some wrestlers weren't too fond of him. There were reports of how Triple H held a meeting on how do you say it, inclusive, being inclusive with the locker room, Black Lives Matter, everything like that, and talked about religion too, accepting people no matter what, and Drake walked out.
What
Very
a dick.
upset.
What a dick.
Also, word of him chastising wrestlers backstage if they got the vaccine or wearing a mask, anything like that. Just a real all-around piece of shit. He's gone.
Like, he used to be big on the Indies, so it was kind of weird to see him become a ref in NXT. And like, it's shocking, man, because I used to like the guy like a lot. And then when I'm seeing him, he gets a job with WWE NXT, maybe as a ref, because I wanted him to be a wrestler because he used to wrestle. He used to do a lot of PWG. Then now, like, fast forward years later, and the type of fucking shit that came out, and he's like, what are those guys? Like, I guess he's with the Proud Boys. He was like in support of them and shit like that. Like, this dude was a fucking whack job.
He's one of those guys. You look at his face and you could tell as soon as you see him, like, this guy's fucking racist. I don't even have to talk to him. This guy is racist.
Well, he's an unemployed boy now. Also released Alexander Wolf of Imperium, and if that makes what happened on the show that we'll talk about later make a little more sense. Kavita Devi, she was one of the women on the Indian also. So Skylar Story, aka Brandy Lauren. Jesus, what a fine piece. Oh, excuse me. Jesus, she was only signed for 7 months. I could have got more use of her. Like, what is? Yeah. Jessamine Duke. So there goes your 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen matchup. Vanessa Bourne, another beauty, gone, and Ezra Judge, who I didn't know all that well, but by all accounts was a pretty impressive athlete that they sort of just gave up on. Damn. Who I also heard had a backstage altercation with Drake Wirtz.
How they released Jessamine Duke and not Marina Shafir?
You know why?
Because Roddy's still technically employed, brother. Roddy ain't going nowhere.
Don't even use her. Don't even use her. I mean, I'll definitely keep Marina Shafir around. Trust me. I'm not complaining about it. But I was just, stating the obvious.
Let's get into the show, which started with Toni Storm versus Zoey Stark. Zoey kicks out of a Storm Zero and pays for that, having the nerve to do that, because Toni's next move, the way she finishes this match, was absolutely sick. I don't know what that move is. I don't know what you call it, but it was awesome. And she wins with it. And then afterwards, the lights go out. It's Frankie Monet, who promotes her in-ring debut next week. Very, very grandstanding move by her. Ness, what do you think of this opener?
This was a great opener. I like this match a lot. I like, big fan of both ladies. Toni Storm is Toni Storm, so it was like, you can't say any more about Toni Storm. But again, like I've been saying over the past couple of weeks, I'm really, really getting behind, Zoey Stark's that variation. I think it's called if I read right, I believe this move is called the Ruby Cutter. It's like a variation of a DDT. So it was just crazy. It just looks wild as shit. I had to
it looks very unsafe, but she did it
But like anything can go wrong at any time. Like, luckily nothing did go wrong, but I kind of like it going forward because kicking out of Storm Zero, like that was major. So it was better that like she didn't do another Storm Zero. So that she had to like step it up a notch to really put Zoey Starks away. So it was good. It was good. 2 thumbs up for me.
I like the match. We're at the point now where like we could expect Zoey Stark to put on a good performance. And then her and Toni Storm, of course, they're going to put on a good match. I just wanted to see the feud like end because I think both women, they need something bigger for them. So we got Frankie Monet coming out. Maybe she'll have a match with Zoey Stark next week. And then hopefully Toni Storm moves on to something bigger and better.
Candice LaRae and Indy Hartwell, the new women's tag team champions. They're out getting beautified, getting pampered with facials, Indy, completely brainwashed, starts talking about how Dexter wasn't shit. And the camera zooms up, and Dexter is actually the one giving her a facial. Well, that sounded naughty. He hears Indy talking shit about him and walks off very dejected, very sad. And Candice and Indy letting the tag titles get to their heads. Wade Barrett said he will never feel comfortable closing his eyes during a massage again. He should ask Deshaun Watson how he feels about getting a massage again.
Oh my God.
Later on in the evening, Candice's credit card gets declined. Candice's spot is busted about her past purchases, including flowers. And Indy puts two and two together and realizes that Dexter still loves her. Aww. A lot to talk about with this storyline. What do you think, Chris?
I mean, I thought it was funny. It's it's weird how Dexter doesn't really change his facial expressions, but you could still feel the sadness in him. like I caught myself with like the oh bendito moment, like damn, my man got his heart broken, like damn son. So
that says something good about his acting, because that's not easy to do.
Yeah, just it's weird, that you could feel it, and considering he has no real emotion in his face. But and then afterwards, putting two and two together, it just prolongs it. I'm here for the storyline, so I like it.
And that's where you're also in favor?
Yeah, it was. I did feel bad for him because like he's been this whole storyline's going like crazy. 1 minute, it's like all this love, and then it's like, oh, he doesn't really like me, and it's not even his fault. The guy's innocent in this throughout this whole storyline. You got the way just leading Indy Hartwell the wrong way, no pun intended, and how he feels about her. And it's just like, it's always that one friend. Usually for the females, you got that friend that's all in your ear, telling you all the wrong things about the guy that you love, and because they don't know what they're doing with their own relationship, and they don't know, they need to mind their fucking business. So I could completely understand where this whole storyline's going, because I've been there a couple times. So, but everything comes full circle at the end when Indy finds out that Candice is a little bit overcharging on her credit card, and find out that Dexter really does love her, but damage is already done. You already called him. So it's going to be kind of hard now to get him back, but we'll see how she does that.
Look at NXT turning our NX3 into an episode of True Toxicity. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself too, like, bro, that's a different podcast, different project.
Finn Balor carrying Cross to do a little prime target on their fuse, building up to their match next week. I thought it was cool to have Paul Heyman on it, and bringing up how your tribal chief is interested in this match. Cool prime target as usual. What are your expectations for this match next week? I think we all agree Karrion Kross is going to win, but what are you expecting as far as the match goes?
I just want it to be entertaining. Their last match was all right. I think I don't know how they're going to do it. They just got to turn the intensity up to make this. Since it's going to be the blow-off match, it just has to be a big payoff, and it has to be something that is just worth watching. They have like another lackluster match, it won't do nothing for neither one of these guys. It won't help them. So they just got to go out there and have a good match. Great match at this point.
Yeah, I think they're capable of having a better match than the first one. And I like the first match.
Cameron Grimes pulls up to the CWC, hands his keys off to Jake Atlas to park his ride. Atlas tells him DiBiase already got a parking spot. This leads to a match. They meet in the ring. But first, Cameron Grimes shows off a video, laughing at it the whole time. It's basically very embarrassing moments from Ted DiBiase's career, including Virgil pinning him. I can't believe we mentioned Virgil twice in this episode of NX3. Decent action in the match. It's interrupted by DiBiase's music, and Atlas with a roll-up off the distraction. And, of course, Ted with his $1 million laugh. Grimes, pissed off, chases after him, Ted's limo outside. Ted laughs some more at him, giving him advice. and Cameron loses it. That damn Ted DiBiase. What do you think of this chapter, Ness?
This was great. Well, match was good. It actually went a lot longer than I was expecting it to be. It was a nice little back and forth. Jake Atlas got a little bit more offense than I was expecting for him. I thought it kind of was going to be a squash, not so much a squash, but a little bit more dominant in the ring for Cameron Grimes. But then, just like you've spoken into the universe, Ted DiBiase coming out, filling up the distraction. This is just great. I really want this to cultivate in him, Cameron Grimes being his protege at some point. That has to happen. Come on, guys. Give me what I want. Romeo got what he wanted. Now give me what I want. It's entertaining.
Hey, I want that too, man.
You want to give us all what we want. Give us what we want. We want this so bad.
They did advertise a face-off next week between the both of them. Chris, is that what you think where they're going?
I hope so. Because this has been good. The match was cool, but I'm happy that they finally got we got the $1 Million Man coming out to close its appearance. Hopefully,
his music forever so classic.
Yeah. There's one of those. It was one of those old school tunes that you can never change. And you'll always know it no matter who it is. But I don't know, man. I hope we get the $1 Million Championship, the return $1 Million Championship.
Yes. There's a Pete Dunne sit-down interview. Talks more about how he can get any title he wants. Doesn't care about respect on his name. He says his work speaks for itself. Never has a bad match. I didn't feel this was very heelish for Pete Dunne. It felt like more of a badass babyface. I think the interviewer even asked him about his relationship with the fans. I was like, what? Pete Dunne doesn't give a fuck about the fans, but I don't know what's going on here. But Pete Dunne gave a very babyface answer, talking about how he's snapping fingers and how the fans probably enjoy that. What's going on here, Ness?
I don't even fucking know, to be completely honest.
Did they watch NX3 last week and listen to me and say, there's no fucking baby faces in this company?
That's probably what happened, because I still don't even feel, well, somewhat a baby face, but we still don't even feel where it's going with Cross and where he's kind of in limbo far as a baby face and heel. And but out of all of that, I think either Dunne will interfere in the match between Balor and Cross, or he's going to attack Cross after the match, just to set up them for the takeover in your house.
Yeah, I can see that, but I'm glad to know I wasn't the only one watching this shit and thinking this motherfucker's a babyface. What is it? This is not a heel promo. And I was sober, so I couldn't even blame it on the weed. So I'm watching this, and I'm just like, yo, he's a face right now.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to explain how I'm going to hurt you.
He's so calm. Pete Dunne's never calm. He's usually angry.
Yeah, he was real calm and relaxed for once.
Next up was Killian Dain versus Alexander Wolf. The announcers weren't shy to bring up their sanity past. During this match, Bartel on the outside tries to introduce a chair that Wolf was reluctant to use, but he does end up picking it up. But the hesitation allows Dain to barrel him over for a pin. Dirty finish. Drake Maverick celebrates elated for Killian. Imperium look like they're going to do their pose anyways in defeat, but it's a ruse as Bartel and Eichner jump Wolf, hit him with their finisher. Then they pose. I thought this should have felt like a bigger moment with more weight. They quickly moved on from this to the next thing. But now I know it's because they just released Alexander Wolf. Well, there you go. They're not going to put too much weight on that. Alexander Wolf is gone. That's...
ain't really much to say. Honestly, in my opinion, it was this match was short. He got kicked out of Imperium. Further, the next day gets kicked out of WWE altogether. So best of luck in his future endeavors.
Chris, I believe that opens up a spot in Imperium if they want. And Killian Dain is here with Drake Maverick in a tag team that I could be all right if it ends.
Yeah, but I think if they were going to pull the trigger today, that it would have been this exact moment to pull the trigger. You know, Killian Dain would be the one to take out Alexander Wolf and Drake for Imperium, thus joining them.
Honestly, I thought that was going to happen while Drake was on it, like hanging on his back. I thought he was just going to toss him off, like flip him over and they like jump him, but it didn't happen. But who knows? They could always like set a matchup between those guys next week or upcoming weeks, and it happens there.
I was gonna say I think they should adopt one of the guys from like NXT UK because they got a couple low key talented dudes over there that could work, and they actually got some fucking charisma. So I would steal one of those young kids and give them some shine on regular NXT. You know.
Raquel and Dakota interviewed. Dakota chastised Mackenzie for trying to start shit. Raquel was showing some respect to Mercedes last week in a behind-the-scenes video. And Dakota, not really fond of that, but that's fine. They agree to disagree. Everrise interrupts to instigate the situation, and Raquel slaps the shit out of one of them.
Don't even know which one it was. Don't even care.
I don't know their fucking names. All right, Legado del Fantasma versus Ciampa and Thatcher. Raul Mendoza gets busted open pretty good here by Ciampa with a forearm straight to the nose. They come back from commercial. His bloody face is all cleaned up. Oh, PG NXT. Let the blood stay. GYV interfere, allowing Legado to steal the win on Ciampa. Dirty finish.
Blood and guts. No, I enjoyed the tag match. I like Legado, man. So I don't mind them getting this win, even if it is a dirty finish. And TNT is what I'm going to call them right now. I like them as a tag team. They're starting to grow on me. So I don't mind it. And then Den versus Grizzly Young Vets. That should be nice. And you got Legado and MSK facing off. Two nice little tag team feuds going on.
Who the heck is TNT?
Tommaso. Timmy and Tommaso.
Tommaso and Timmy. TNT.
No, that sounds like a banned word for NXT.
Shit. Yeah. That's right. Damn it, Mary, you got me again.
Bad word for you.
We can't use that, pal.
This was a good match. I like the fact that the Grizzly Young Vets came out and with the dirty finish solely because Legato, if they were getting their ass handed to them throughout the majority of this match, I thought it was going to be a Thatcher and Ciampa victory. Honestly, the way they were working. Tommaso with those, I call it the forever clotheslines. I'm kind of used to Rocky Romero doing it. Like this was Tommaso Ciampa's version of it, where he just like hits one, runs to the rope, hits the other one. They just kept doing it. But yeah, they cleaned up Raul Mendoza like pretty fucking quickly, and I didn't even see where he got where it came from. He was just laying on the ground, and I could just see the blood on his face. I didn't even know what the hell happened to him. Shit just came out of nowhere. But yeah, I want to see this. Yeah, now I'm looking forward to Thatcher and Ciampa versus Grizzly Young Vets. That's definitely going to be a good match.
1-4, these three teams and MSK. That's a good 1-4 for a tag team division. These guys are pretty good.
Yeah, finally, after it felt like their tag team division was kind of like dwindling a little bit for a little point there. So I'm glad to see it now. I got some depth. And you still got Breezango, who's a solid tag team.
Bobby Fish interview backstage, calls out Pete Dunne specifically for a match. Short little interview, but I thought good delivery by Fish and calling out Pete Dunne. So Pete Dunne's not babyface for about 15-20 minutes.
He's Big Show at this point. Is he NXT's Big Show? Jesus Christ.
Sheesh.
Aliyah versus Saray. Saray beats her quickly, although Aliyah got a lot of offense in at first. Just continuing to build up Saray here.
Jesse Kamea?
Huh?
Wasn't it Jesse Kamea?
She was on the outside, yeah.
Oh, shit. That's how much I paid attention to this match.
Then it's time for Hit Row. Specifically Ashanti, the Adonis, and Top Dollar. They beat Tony Nese and Arya Davari. A good squash. They talk trash after. Swerve calls out the winner of the main event tonight. How you liking Hit Row's presentation this week, Chris? Hit Row! Excuse me. Sorry, I forgot to say it like that.
Hit Row!
Yeah. I figured it out though. Why Hit Row is a mix of Pac and Biggie, right? You got Death Row with Pac, and then you got Hit because Biggie was a junior mafia, and they got Hitman. Oh,
This is why we pay you the big bucks.
That's a Brooklyn thing, they're combining. I'm onto them. Maybe I'm just high and just overthinking it, but I'm gonna go with that theory. But Top Dollar looked impressive. Ashanti is Ashanti.
All right, I got a lot to unpack here, but I'm only gonna try to keep it short. I actually do like Top Dollar. I liked the way he presented himself in this match. You can see he needs some work a little bit more, but what he did do and what he brought to the match was good. Far as like Ashanti and Adonis, him just being that smaller guy, but like really fucking angry because he kept trying to beat up on a guy or just kept attacking him, and Top Dollar had to be the one to hold him back. Like, I don't find that believable whatsoever. I really don't see the appeal in this guy, but I'm gonna let him do his thing over the next couple of weeks. I'll give him time for his appeal to grow on me. I definitely want to see Swerve versus whoever wins the winner of the main event, because that's going to be a banger. Well, him versus Johnny Gargano will be a banger. Well, we'll get into that later. But yeah, I like Chris's take on why they call him Hit Row. I like that. Oh, shout out to the guys from 205 Live, because you don't get no love on there, apparently. So now you got to come over to NXT and be fucking jobbers. Enhancement talent kind of sucks, because they were in NXT at one point, and now they're on 205 Live, not really doing shit. So
yeah, Chris, the breakdown of Hit Row there. Where else are you gonna get analysis like that on the YouTube? Come on. Main event: Bronson Reed versus Johnny Gargano, steel cage, North American Championship. Bronson wins. Surviving Theory's actions on the outside to try and interfere. 2 tsunami splashes, one while he's standing on the ropes, and another off the top turnbuckle. Chris did not get his tsunami off the top of the cage, because if you looked at the top of the cage, there was no way to stand on top of it. The way they set it up.
That's specifically so he couldn't do that shit.
New North American champion. And as Ness mentioned, Swerve is set up now, I guess, to face Bronson Reed. Where does Johnny Gargano go from here? He did set up a feud with Karrion Kross. What was it? A week or 2 weeks ago. He could be in that line that's after Pete Dunne and Finn Balor. Or you could put Johnny in the tag division, add another one, Johnny and Austin Theory, to make it, 5 to 6 teams in that division. What do you think of the match? I thought it was good. I didn't think it was as good as the match they had at the previous TakeOver, but I sort of think Steel Cage sort of limited them, because you can't go to the top, you can't go over it, you have to go through the door. They had a better match than the Steel Cage match.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Being limited on what it can do as far as movement throughout the match, because they're confined to the cage. And I think Johnny works best being able to, work to the outside. It definitely would have worked better for Bronson Reed to work with Johnny being in and out of the ring. It was okay. We kind of figured where it was going to go. That kind of took me out of the match already, because I already knew that, I had a feeling that Bronson Reed would win, and I wasn't looking forward to it. But then, then the match came, and it was just like, okay. But I'm glad that, he didn't kill Johnny Gargano with both those tsunami splashes. But, I'll give him his due. Shout out to Bronson Reed, and because I'll give him his due, because it was a very emotional moment for him, talking about, being on his 14-year journey, and he feels as though he just won the NXT championship, or even the fucking WWE title. He's just got the NXT mid-card title, But I'm not gonna take that away from him. Congrats to Bronson Reed.
I didn't get my Tsunami splash off the top of the cage, but made up for it with the one where he did like off the ropes, like a 180.
He knew you wanted that. He's like, I'm sorry, I'll just give you 2. How about that?
He did. No, it was cool, man. He won me over. I actually enjoyed this match. They were limited. I agree, but with the feud and the way Gargano's character is, like the story they told with Austin trying to help him cheat, and just Gargano just being a chicken shit right off the heel, trying to escape the cage and shit like that. Like it worked. I thought it worked, and you can't be mad at a guy for achieving his dream. You know, this is validation for him that he made it to the big stage. So, got to be happy for the guy. That's it. Bronson Reed, you won me over. I'm a Bronson Reed fan.
Next week on NXT, we got Dakota and Raquel versus Shotzi and Ember. Who wins that?
I'm gonna say Dakota and Raquel, solely because they already lost the NXT Women's Tag title to Shotzi and Ember, and they definitely just need the pick me up.
I think Shotzi and Ember win, and this starts the dissension between Raquel and Dakota.
I'll say Dakota and Raquel. I think they hold off on that a little bit longer. By the way, our picks been keeping track. I'm at 4-2. Chris is at 4-2. Ness is at 5-1 so far. That's got to stop. That's got to come to an end eventually here soon. Let's do another pick. It'll be Bobby Fish versus Pete Dunne. I think Pete Dunne takes this. Ness?
Shit, man. This is where it comes to a stop. I'm gonna go with Bobby Fish.
I'm going Pete Dunne.
We also got the debut, Frankie Monet, Grimes DiBiase I mentioned earlier, and Cross versus Balor. I think we're all on Cross there. TV rating, 700K viewers, up a measly 3K. But against NBA playoffs starting up, the ratings are going to be pretty low for a few wrestling companies going forward. Match of the night, Legato versus Ciampa Thatcher. That's for me. Are you going to go steel cage? Or maybe even the women in the beginning.
That's the opener kind of had me drawn in. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I was gonna go with Storm and Starks.
The tag match was good too, though. And Thatcher had the line of the night. He said, "El gato no tienes los zapatos."
The cat.
Thatcher no tiene los dientes. How about that one? That's a better one.
Yeah, how about that? Not everybody speaks Spanish on here, so what does that mean? If you can translate, sir.
That motherfucker ain't got no teeth.
It's true.
But he said the cat don't got no shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why I said that motherfucker got no teeth. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the women's match.
MVP, I'm going to go with Bronson Reed for getting his moment after a decade of hard work. Jabroni, Chris, you want to lead us off?
Oh, is there any doubt? Besides, I almost gave it to Robert Stone. Because my man, you see how tight his pants were? He's one sneeze away from ripping his butthole. Come on, bro. Get it together.
Rip his pants like SpongeBob.
Yeah, put a SpongeBob in the middle of the week. That's bad. But no, I'll go with Jabroni Rise, of course.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah,
unanimous. We'll put our thumbs out, and 3, 2, 1 will be thumbs up or thumbs down for this edition of NXT. 3, 2, 1. Unanimous thumbs ups. By the way, last week the True Heels voted unanimous thumbs up for last week's episode. We want to hear from you. Again, vote in the poll on Facebook, the group True Heels. It'll be up. Also, leave a comment on this video if you haven't already. Let us know what you thought, not only of NXT, but of the releases that we talked about in the beginning of this episode.
Yeah, let us get your insight on those releases, people, because it's been a lot to talk about. Isn't that right, Chris G?
Too much to talk about.
Ness, where can everyone find you on the social media?
You guys can follow me on Twitter at skinny_Kravitz. You can follow me on Instagram at skinny__Kravitz. Right here on NX3 with Chris G and RAC, and the place to be. Oh man, I gotta start getting paid for this. You can also catch me on Fusion of Honor with Stat King, Man of 1,004 Numbers, where we review MLW Fusion and Ring of Honor. You can also catch me on Blunt Impact, Androids and Jabronis, once again with Chris G, the Roundtable Rebel. I'm on the Roundtables. And as always, once we come back from our break, you can hear my illustrious voice on True Toxicity.
Chris?
You know where to find me, at True Hill Chris G. Of course, right here on the YouTube channel, Blunt Impact with Ness, as he said, with our co-host, Mary Jane. That is Blunt Impact exclusive and Joints and Jabronis exclusive. We got to throw that out there. Of course, with the 3-time baby making champion Ness as well. Right here, NX3, True Toxicity when we come back from break. And we need to make a basketball podcast because SP3 is pissing me off. We gotta get this on the air. We gotta do it.
Let's go. Knicks, by the way, the most popular team in New York.
They hate it. They so.
Who'd have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? I sure as hell wouldn't.
We're not even supposed to be here, man. We're not even supposed to be here.
With our most improved player, with our coach of the year, with our 6th man of the year.
Come on. Oh my God. Come on.
All that to get eliminated in the first round, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. Don't you speak that. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that evil on me.
That's how it works. You stay negative and then the positive comes on.
Well, I hope your reverse psychology works.
You can find me, the Pride of NY, Twitter and Instagram, right here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. Check out our A&E biography. Check out our A&E biography reviews, our Dark Side of the Ring reviews, NX3, and our new show, reviewing Monday Night Raw, the Rated Raw Superstars, me for the three-time baby making champion Ness. For the marijuana enthusiast Chris G, I am Romeo Anthony Cologne. We'll see you next week, episode number 7, NX3. Thanks for watching.
Bye.